Almost every American wants to become a millionaire, and most people think it's completely impossible or unattainable to reach that goal of becoming a millionaire. Well, I'll tell you, it's really not as hard as it seems to get to that point. In fact, there's a very easy way that you can do so by investing in the market and investing your money in the smart and logical way. It all starts with valuing the money that you have. I learned how to value a dollar whenever my grandma would slip me a $20 bill back in college when I had absolutely no money. I could stretch that $20 bill and buy, ramen, some gas for my car, some eggs. I would stretch that pretty far because I valued that $20 bill and I valued that money that she gave me. Most Americans today have a large investment into a car payment. It's one of the biggest things that Americans have to pay today. In fact, let's just say that the average American car payment is about $500. Most Americans would pay that $500 every month in order to drive their car around. So if, for instance, you took that car payment, $500 a month, instead of putting that money towards a depreciating asset, instead of putting it into a car every single month, and then having that car lose value over time, where to a point where you just have to go buy another car and continue another payment of $500 or even more in some cases. What would happen if you took that $500 and you invested it into the market? When I say the market, a lot of people mean the S&P 500. 500 of the largest companies throughout the United States. So if I took $500 and I invested it each and every month into the S&P 500, what would that look like over time? Well, in fact, it's a very easy scenario to look at. Over a 30-year period, if you took $500 a month, put it into the markets. So let's do some math here. $500 a month for a year, that's $6,000. Over 10 years, $60,000. And over 30 years, are you still with me? It's $180,000 that you've put into the S&P 500. What do you think that amount of money would be worth? Well, in fact, it's about $986,000. In a couple of months, that $986,000 is going to be $1 million over a 30-year time period. If you are able to put $500 a month into the S&P 500 that grows at, on average, about a 10% return. Some years it'll be more, some years it'll be less. But let's say a 10% return, you would be a millionaire in just about 30 years. Most people are going to work more than 30 years in their life. I'm 24 years old. I'm going to probably work till I'm 64 years old, so in 40 years. So let's say we extend it out, that 30-year time period, for another 10 years. So we're at $1 million. We're already a millionaire. We've reached that goal. What do you think that $1 million will do in an extra 10 years? Well, in fact, that extra 10 years just keeps letting compound interest act on that money, and putting that $500 a month, you would have about $2.5 million in that account. $2.5 million. So you want to be a millionaire? You can do it. All you have to do is disciplined investments into the market. My grandma gave me that $20 bill and told me to value that money, to spend it wisely. If I would have taken that $20 bill and invested it into the S&P 500 instead of going to buy my ramen and groceries, what I would have done is that $20 would be $386 in 30 years. Compound interest is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. And instead of doing a car payment, you can become a millionaire. Make sure you understand this simple math, this simple disciplined way in order to reach all your financial goals.